So an ADU is an accessory dwelling unit. A lot of times people put these on their properties in their backyard, or they buy a piece of land and put it on the piece of land. So whether it's having your grandma and grandpa moving in the back house, or using an ADU unit as a new source of income, accessory dwelling units can be very great to help you keep the property you have and add value. Since there is a housing crisis, a lot of states have been very lenient with ADU units and have allowed homeowners to purchase them and put them in their backyards with some rules and regulations. Obviously, it varies by city and state, so you need to check your city's website and see how they building and planning go about the ADU units. Go back to my previous videos, you can see that I talk about purchasing homes in cities that allow garages to be turned into ADU units. This is just another way you can go about real estate investing and finding a single family home that has a detached garage and turning that detached garage into an accessory dwelling unit and making more cash flow on that property. But today I wanted to go over a few different ADU unit companies and what they provide for under $100,000 to show you guys some pretty cool opportunities if you're ever interested in purchasing an ADU unit. Depending on who you purchase your ADU unit from, they will pull permits from the city and they will hook up all utilities for you, and a lot of the times they will crane that ADU unit over your house and plot it in your backyard, or if you have a piece of land, they will drive it there and plot it and make sure that everything is ready to go. So just depending on the company, it's plug and play. I would highly suggest that you go with a company that does literally everything for you, because pulling permits from the city is no fun task and it can take longer than expected, especially if you've never done it before. It can be very frustrating. And not only that, they will know your city's rules and regulations in regards to ADU units, and if your property actually fits those guidelines for your community or city. So I'd highly suggest you go with a plug and play ADU company. But let's get into these. So the first one you can see is a company called AbleNook. It's a Florida-based prefabricated flat pack home kit made from aircraft grade aluminum framing and structural insulated panels. Although it started out as an architecture school project, it was later patented through the University of South Florida and makes an affordable ADU unit starting at $75,000. I want to click through some photos for you guys, see if they have any more here. No, they just have that one provided. So another company is Kangaroo Systems Studio Luxe. This one doesn't look too bad. It has the front porch, which is nice. It doesn't really have a very tasteful design to it, but it's $56,000, 196 square feet, and it's a Texas-based company, which is good. A lot of these companies, obviously, they will ship these ADU units to wherever you live, and they will just outsource basically an installation company most of the times to install the ADU unit. So the next one is Studio Shed Summit Series. This one has a pretty cool design to it. It looks very small, very boxy. This, I would probably say that you would use this more as a workspace rather than a living space. Starting just over $26,000 for a 14 by 18 foot unit. So they do go as large as 20 by 50 feet. The next one is Country Containers Showcase Model. This one on the inside looks really nice. I like the wood floors that they used, and the beams looks very modern. Again, very, very small. It's another Texas-based company. ADU units starting at $60,000, and they're structured out of shipping containers. If I were living in an ADU unit, I would want to make sure I have a lot of windows for light, to make it feel bigger, obviously painted white, and make sure it's a little bit more modern. This is more my style, so Boo House, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. That looks really futuristic, very modern. Founded in Malibu, California, 160 square feet and $96,000. This obviously doesn't factor in shipping costs, so shipping costs I would assume could be, upwards of $5,000, $10,000. Next one is Kith House, K6 series. This one I'm liking a lot. You have the slider in the front. You have a little porch area, lots of windows, lots of light. I love this. The outside looks very modern with that wood. This is something that I would be very interested in. These ones are 280 square feet, starting at $80,000. Have a kitchenette and bathroom, and they also have an extended version of the K6 model at 330 square feet. Not bad. Another modern one, I like this, Mecca Modulars Alp 320. Where do they come up with the names of these things? The Alp 320 unit starts at $72,000, which includes shipping and all interior finishes. So that's another thing you need to pay attention with ADU units. Maybe sometimes some of the companies will upcharge you depending on the finishes you choose for inside of the ADU unit, and this could probably tack on an extra $5,000 just depending on what you want and how you go about designing the interior of your ADU unit. So I know we briefly touched on ADU units, but I do think it's a great alternative to consider, especially if you have a single family home with a backyard. You want to make sure you're working with a company that pulls permits for you and looks through all your city regulations and make sure that your house or property is fit for an ADU unit. But I do love going through these ADU units. I do think that they are the future of real estate, and a lot of people are going to be hanging on to their single family homes for longer, and just adding these ADU units, just depending on what their needs are, if they're working from home or they need mom and dad to move in, and or they want an extra stream of income. I think it's a great alternative rather than selling and upgrading, but just adding to your property's value. But the design of these are amazing. There are a lot of companies out there. I know we just briefly touched on a few today, but if I were you, I would go to dwell.com and look through the different articles they have on these ADU units, and the design aspect of them are beautiful. So let me know what you guys think. Have you considered purchasing an ADU unit for your home? What would you use it for? For me personally, I would use it as an office at first, and then I would turn it into another source of income. I know here in California, if you have a house in Costa Mesa and you buy an ADU unit that's roughly, around 650 square feet, you have the space for it. You're going to be bringing in probably, an extra $1,600 a month, which is substantial and could be life-changing just depending on where you're at and your income. But I hope you guys like the video. Take a look at ADU units, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.